Right, you guys ready? Christian, Junior.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Imperium hosting Ask Me Anything. I'm so happy to have you all here. We are all excited to answer your questions. We've got some that were submitted by the community previously, and we are also going to be opening it up to ask us within chat. So always feel free. I am Junior from Junior Gaming. I am the partnership and community liaison here at Imperium Hosting. And I'm going to let everybody else introduce themselves. We'll start off with Matthew, our community manager.
Matthew there, buddy?
Matthew, I think you're muted.
Yep, I was in the wrong spot. Mute.
That's better.
Sorry about that. My name is Matt. I am the Imperium Discord community manager. I do the event planning and I welcome people into the Discord. If you're in the Discord, you've probably seen me around as M Lancer 2023. Yeah, that's just a little bit about me. And welcome to the stream, y'all.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Christian Tomlinson, and I am the Chief Executive Officer of Imperium Hosting. And I'm very glad for us to do this first ever Q&A with everybody. And we're very excited to have the discussions here today and just get to learn more about our audience. And you guys get to learn more about us and Imperium Hosting and where we're going and what we're doing behind the scenes. And with that said, I'm going to pass it over to our famous COO. Kieran, are you there?
Kieran, are you muted?
Yes, I'm talking. I was muted. Leave me alone.
Bear with us, everybody. It's our first time.
No, it's fine. It's on the stream.
Yeah, remember I said first ever.
Hey, leave me alone. This is fine. So yeah, I've been with Imperium hosting since February of last year. We've come a long way.
Let's see. One moment, everybody.
Continue.
Kieran, you're still muted. Hey, welcome back, Dad's Gaming Hub. I'm Dad. And
He's gonna go ahead and resolve that.
we thought we had everything fixed. No.
So they can hear you, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, I have no idea. We're just going to continue.
And music and everyone.
It's more of a them issue by the sound of it. You know, at least I've done my side.
Oh, he comes through the stream, but not on Discord. Good to know.
All right, so everyone just needs to turn on the screen audio, I suppose. All right, so everyone just needs to.
It's more of a them issue by the sound of it. You know, at least I've done my side.
Oh, he comes through the stream, but not on Discord. Good to know.
Oh, all right, so everyone just needs to.
Matthew, do me a favor and turn off the stream audio. I can hear it through your microphone.
Yeah, it's coming through my phone. There you go.
All right.
One moment, everyone, while we're resolving this technical issue.
Oh, now we can't hear Kieran on the stream either.
If you're watching the stream, Junior, don't worry about the stream side. Just continue. I'm sorting it on my side.
Maybe.
Test.
So, fun fact, I always say if you're not having technical issues, are you really streaming? This is one of those times.
Makes sense. See how we're going through. How's our audio on other platforms? Test.
Facebook is janky a bit, apparently, according to Ulver. Thanks, Ulver. Don't mind us as we fix our technical difficulties.
Apparently we disappeared.
No, we're back. We're back.
We're back now? Okay.
Right.
Perfect. The Facebook just has a slight delay.
Just a wee bit.
Just continue.
Well, how's your guys' day?
Oh, it's been pretty good.
Good. Busy?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just continue the
Just
stream.
continue the stream.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna go ahead
There we
and
go.
go ahead. And
All right. So, what we're gonna do? We're gonna give about 5 minutes to each question, and we're gonna let people talk about it. And we're gonna go back and forth, Matthew and myself, on deciding on asking those questions. So I'm gonna start with the first one, and this will be more towards Kieran on this one. Of how does one become part of the team?
Of course
Yeah.
you sent it to me.
Of course you sent it to me.
No one can hear
considering
me.
No one can hear me.
No, that is a great question, Junia, and I will go ahead and answer that. So there is different levels of joining the team at Imperium Hosting. First and foremost, there are our community member levels, which include our affiliates, our partners. We do have volunteer roles like Matthew here, who is our Discord community manager. Essentially, we handpick individuals that really show ambition and drive and a passion for our mission, which our mission is to support gamers around the world with a more intimate and personal server hosting experience. We really believe that the human connection and value between the server host and the customer is vitally important for a great experience. It's overall, if your server hosting needs are successful, we're successful, as well as providing game servers around the world for our veterans, and providing them with discounted gaming servers for them to hang out with their friends, play together, enjoy a great time, and just really share that camaraderie. And so, in those individuals that really resonate with our mission, we look for, and they trust me, they stand out. And so that's one way, is really just being engaged with our community. The other way is we do a series of internships for those who are in university, or for those who just want to learn some technical skills and experience through internships. We do provide those to really increase knowledge on the back end of server management, as well as just the technical side of resource allocation and various games that we host for. And so we do provide internships, and the value of the internship is one, the experience, and you get a corporation experience for your resume and a letter of recommendation and various other perks as well. Then, of course, there's also the paid staff, and those opportunities come up when the company continues to grow. And those positions can either be, support agents, business development individuals, marketing, public relations, etc. And so there's various avenues of how you can get involved with Imperium Hosting. Situation dictates for each person, but if you're looking to get involved, really, I would suggest starting with our affiliate route, really, because that really showcases how involved you are with our community and really our mission. And so anyone can sign up as an affiliate. You just go on our website and you just click the affiliate, create an account, and click the affiliates tab, and you're essentially good to go.
Awesome. And I do recommend go ahead and get in and sign up as an affiliate, even if you're just looking to get a server, and that gives you the ability to refer out to your friends and to other people that you play with who might want a server. All right, Matthew, it's your turn to ask a question.
So I'm not exactly sure who this one goes for, but will you be bringing bot hosting for multiple scripting languages?
Okay, no, that's actually a really good question. Um, Thank you, Matthew, and whoever submitted that question. So at Imperium Hosting, we are looking at other avenues of server hosting or application hosting to include bots. Um, we do have the means of being able to host bots on a dedicated method. It's something we are exploring. It's in the early stages. So to answer that question, yes, in terms of multiple languages that will come with it. It's at this point, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. I do want to kind of throw in some more of that. Some other forms of hosting that we're looking to add are actually cloud-based hosting. So kind of think of like cloud storage. Think of like Dropbox or Google Drive. So we are looking to do that, and that kind of complements just our web hosting side of things as well. But yeah,
Excellent. And our next question goes back to question one a bit about like the how to become a part of the team, but what do you need to know to join in? So we know like we're always looking for people, but what are some things that we should have in our background if we want to become involved?
no, that's a great question, Junia. And really, from I guess my methodology of leadership is, if you have the character and the drive and the integrity, and you're just willing to learn, really any background are welcome to Imperium hosting as long as you have those characteristic traits, because we can teach you anything, right? As long as there's repetitive training and just consistency, we can train you in really anything for you to develop these skills and what it takes to be a part of the team. Whether that's more like back-end support, more of like the sales operations, more of the partnership, operations, maybe even marketing, like SEO work. There's so many ways to get involved, and it's just discovering really what you're passionate about and what you resonate with and what you want to do. And so I do hope that answers your question. And I don't know if you personally want to, put on some points to that, Junior. Like, how did you
Yeah.
get involved?
I mean, like, for me, like, I do have a background in corporate world, and I have a day job, so this isn't my full-time job. This is something that I do to help out and because I believe in the product. But really, my understanding of like how partnerships work, things like that. I've never been partnered with a group before Imperium, and a lot of what really helped me was I was spending time trying to push community and push our involvement with community and how we can be more open, how we can work with them better. And I mean, they were like, "Hey, we love what you're doing." They brought me in, and they've been teaching me a lot along the way, and they appreciate the feedback that I bring, things like that. That's what got me involved in the first place. And I mean, I don't have a background of having ever done any of this before, and they took a chance on me. So, like, anybody can easily get into that, right? And I saw Ulver, who is one of the people we've been working with recently, and he's making a really cool Valheim server, and he mentioned that he has 0 server experience, and they've been amazing with helping him figure it out. And like they really came in and said, "Hey, I've got this idea, what can you do?" And even like I wasn't able to do much because I don't have that technical background, but I was able to just sit back and watch how Christian and Kieran and Ants, how they've been working with Ulver on how to get things set up the way they want it and to give advice. And I've actually just through working with them become friends with Ulver because like we're always throwing things back and forth. He's giving me recommendations and I'm giving them recommendations, and I think it's absolutely wonderful how we can grow this organically, and that's something I've really seen from Imperium hosting in general.
No, that's really great. That's really great information, Junior. And I really want to just piggyback off that and just highlight, we really make it our mission, and it's very imperative to us to get immersed with the community and provide opportunities for individuals to create something good. I always kind of tell the team and the staff on like one of the reasons why I founded Imperium Hosting was because I love to create experiences for individuals, and I always tell this story about my time in the Army. I remember, when I first joined the Army and I was at my basic combat training at Fort Leonard, Missouri. I still took that trait with me. I wanted to create experiences, and so during our training, which it's it tests your mental fortitude and your physical abilities and everything. But during our off times, which was very limited, I used to host like underground D&D sessions, and we utilized like paper dice and just the resources we had available just to kind of continue that that being able to like create an experience for individuals to have fun and just community and come together. And so, in any case, we allow multiple community members to kind of pitch ideas on servers that they want to host, just completely complimentary for individuals to really showcase our performance at Imperium hosting, like what we do different in terms of our intuitive control panel, one-click mod installs, and just really how easy it is to manage a server through us. But to really allow them the tools to create something great, and it's sponsored by us, and they're just doing it entirely complimentary with the intention of continuing to really spread our mission and our brand. And they all do a phenomenal job. Some community servers that we've done or are currently doing is we have a Path of Titan server, we have an Arma 3 server, a Minecraft server, and now we have the Valheim server. And so it's amazing just seeing what our community can make together, leveraging our tools and applications. And so I think that's a great idea. I don't know, and if you want to talk, because I don't think we can hear Kieran, but if you want to talk about like
Stu, I don't know why you
the
can
other
hear me.
community service you've seen through Imperium hosting during your time
I
with
can
us.
talk through your mic.
I
Christian,
can
it's
talk
fine.
through your mic, Christian. It's fine.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So, Kieran, do you want to give more information on the Path of Titan server?
Well, the public server.
Or the public server.
Yes.
So currently we have.
So currently we have a public server going. Okay, I'm gonna go talk through Christian's mic, and hopefully it's gonna work that way.
Eh,
So the public server that we actually have going, we've installed a load of mods on there, and it's just going to continue running. So if people are actually wanting to test Path of Titans, and they can jump on there. It's all vanilla server, so there's no crazy mods to make you die instantly.
perfect. No, I believe for the longest time, Junia actually had a American Truck Simulator server that was running, and I just remember
I still
that.
do.
Yeah, you still do, right? And like I remember when we first introduced that. I feel like ATS just like took over our Discord like the plague, a positive plague. But like everyone was playing it. It was really cool. Yeah, how's that experience for you, Junior? Do you think that's like one of our heavy hitters when it comes to a community server?
I think it's been an awesome community server with my community. Throughout the day, like if I were to randomly check, you'll see 2 to 3 people on it at any given time. A lot of the people who have played with me talk about the fact that whenever they turn on ATS, they just automatically go to my server because it really does help with how much your computer's doing, and it also changes the game a little bit, so like when you rest you don't lose hours, things like that. And that way whenever somebody pops on they can start chit-chatting, and it's really worked out well, and I've made a lot of new friends through it. I mean, my community changed the chat's name to the Lot Lizards because of it. Like it's absolutely changed things for me, and it's caused my channel to grow. Actually, my concurrent viewership has gone up by like 5 since I started playing ATS.
Yeah, no, that's really impressive. And it's always very enjoyable watching your stream and like the engagement of your community. Um, Perfect. So I think we can go ahead and ask the next question because I could stay on this topic forever, but I know we have a series of questions that were submitted. But I don't know whoever left off, Matthew or Daniel.
I think it's Matthew's turn, right?
Perfect. Well,
So
Matthew's
we are on question 4.
Yes.
Okay. What games are currently hosted by you guys, and can anyone join?
okay. So in terms of like the community servers, so we'll just kind of get like a rundown of the list. Kieran, the active community servers we have, do you want to shed light on that? Like we just brought up Path of Titan.
So
Yeah, I was going to say that was kind of half answered by the last question.
we have the Armor server that's currently active.
And then we have a Minecraft
Let me
server
check
we
the
actually
Discord.
hosted a Hunger Games competition on before too.
Yeah, the Minecraft one isn't currently active, but it is there in the back area being worked on still.
Right. And then we have the Valheim server that Junior kind of mentioned. And let's talk about that Valheim server because there's a lot of hours put into developing that. Junior, I know you've been on it. Do you want to kind of give some information on how it works?
Yeah, the one that Oliver has been working on, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So our friend Oliver, they've been working on this Valheim server with more of a role-playing aspect. So it's an RP server, and basically the backstory is when you come in, instead of coming into Valheim, you're coming in to, we're still deciding on which world it is specifically, but we come in and we're building this and we're going to role play it And those who are getting in early and building this up are going to be remembered as demigods of that world. And we're actually working together right now on making it so that we'll be able to teleport between their server and my server. And my server is going to be like the purgatory, and then their server is like a jail. So they're going to be able to bounce back and forth because mine is purgatory. We're not going to have mods for like quick building, things like that. It's all going to be very vanilla, but we'll still have the mods so that our mod lists match. But we're not going to allow for like quick builds, things like that. It's going to be a lot of mine your stuff and make it from scratch in order to make it more of like a slog because it's purgatory. And like it's just getting started. If you want in, definitely reach out to myself or Oliver because we would love to have you as part of that community as well. And that's going to be a big server for us. Another thing to know is that we just created some new channels on the Discord. Thank you for that, Kieran. And you'll be able to see staff servers, community servers, Imperium servers. And there's going to be a list, and a lot of the partners are going to have their community servers listed so that you can get in with even our partners. Really useful if maybe you're a smaller streamer looking for somebody to collaborate with and you see, hey, this person's got a server, I'm going to reach out to them. Most of us are going to be very open to saying, yeah, talk to me, let's go ahead and play sometime. And it helps everybody, right? So we love having fun. As a reminder, don't forget that we are going to be doing a giveaway at the 30. Well, we're starting the giveaway now because it's the 30-minute mark, and there's going to be another one at the end.
And just to kind of reiterate what the giveaway is, so we're actually giving away 1 copy of Enshrouded and 1 copy of Valheim. And plus you receiving these games, we'll be offering 3 months of free server hosting for each game. And so that will come with your copy of the game that you win. We can definitely do the first giveaway right now, or we can wait 10 minutes just because we have that slight delay. Kieran, what are your thoughts?
I was actually gonna. Give me a second. It's so awkward trying to talk between them both. Every single time I try and talk, they jump in. I can hear myself. It's just so awkward. But anyway, if you are watching the stream, just go ahead and type !enter into the Twitch channel. So if you're not on the Twitch channel, jump over to Twitch. On there, it's just Imperium hosting altogether. But yeah, 100% go on there and type in !enter. We'll give it about 5 minutes and then we'll pick the first winner.
Fights on that game.
There's some people in chat who are going to be ready to throw hands.
I know.
Enshrouded wins all the way.
I like the armor. They look cool. But yeah, no, Valheim's very fun. I do enjoy the building aspect, even though I'm terrible at building. I can barely make a hut. But I think it is very intuitive and in-depth. But even with that said, Enshrouded, you can build a lot of cool things on that. They did really good.
I thought about opening up a Enshrouded server, to be fair.
Yeah, no, they're definitely fun. Yeah, I mean, if you have not played either of those games, highly recommend it. I mean, the developers for both are continuing to be very active in releasing updates. Like I remember the Valheim Ashlands updates just ended up making a lot of people frustrated because it made the game a lot harder. But yeah, both games are highly recommended, and so that's why we're giving away both games with 3 months of server hosting along with them, so that you can enjoy the game with your friends on a private server. Perfect. Kieran, are we going to do the first giveaway?
I just want to.
Is that better?
Talk.
Yeah, I can.
It's on the stage, that's fine.
Kieran, can you mute yourself on the Google Meets, though?
All right.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad we've resolved that. All right. first giveaway time.
Give me 2 seconds. Let me press the buttons and see what's going to happen. Right, good luck to the person that's going to win this. Token, apparently. You are going to be the winner for this one.
Different token.
Different guy. Congratulations,
Oh, okay.
Token Gamer.
I think it's a reroll, by the way.
That's me.
Who was it?
That token gamer is me.
Okay, well,
Lancer.
in that case... is it going to let me re-roll this one? Arts.
You should
There
be
you
able
go. Arts by Jim. You are the winner of this one.
Congratulations, Jim.
Are we not supposed to enter these?
No, it's fine.
It's frowned upon if we
Oh,
win it.
I didn't know that. I
Trust
won't
me.
enter the next time.
I had to test it, and I entered Imperium hosting, so you know, it's all good.
I do want to kind of give a highlight to Arts by Jim. He is one of our partners, and he's a phenomenal guy. He streams a lot of Minecraft and dinosaur games. Very engaging, very creative. He does 3D modeling, and just overall, like, check out his channel. Great partner. Love to have him around. So thank you, Arts, and congratulations on winning.
Hopefully we'll see some Valheim streams coming too.
Right. So that concludes our first giveaway. We'll have another giveaway approximately 25 to 30 minutes from now. Let's continue with the questions.
Alrighty. So our next question is, what is the current growth trajectory for Imperium hosting?
Yeah, so let's start with the backstory of our growth so far, and then I'm going to allow Kieran to describe our growth goals for the rest of this year and moving forward. But, you know, our company has been around since January of 2024, so we are a relatively young company. However, we have seen a huge amount of growth, an astronomical amount of growth our first year. I mean, we outgrew our Seattle data center within like the first, I'd say, month of business. And now within that first year, we went out and branched to 7 data centers around the world to include, you know, Washington, California, Virginia, Eastern Canada, London, France, etc. And we are soon going to be looking in like the Oceania area in Asia. But our growth, I think when we did our case study, it was like 1,700% the first year. And we are, you know, seeing month over month increases in our subscriptions. And I really do believe that's because of how we do things differently. With a lot of, you know, competitors or competitions, which by the way, I don't really see anyone as competition because I think there's enough room out there for everybody. But a lot of those individuals, they really rely heavily on like AI and automation, while we refuse to go that route. Like we utilize automation for the back end support, but when it comes to the customer centric focus, it's entirely human operated. But Kieran, do you want to shed some light on like where we're going in growth?
So ideally, my personal growth is like, you know, 100 times it, 1,000 times it. But realistically, we're looking to double our numbers by the end of this month. We've hit our target coming up to the 6-month mark. So ideally, if we continue to work with our partners, our affiliates, we can 100% smash the target that we're currently on. And when we mention our affiliates and our partners, etc., the growth that we have had is 100% with their help. Like, I can't thank our partners and our affiliates enough. Some people which we talk to, we have given guidance to. Other people have just got the natural seller's pitch. You know, you walk into a car dealership, you walk out with the whole fleet of cars. As some of the partners that we have, 100% they smash it. Christian, are we actually going to potentially mention the event that we've got going on?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So this is a perfect segue to transition to that. You know, we are doing a competition of a sort, if you will, not only limited to our partners or affiliates, but this is really just a call to action to the community to help us grow so that we can, you know, really reach more gamers around the world while rewarding those who help us accomplish this mission. So essentially, for the entire month of June, starting tomorrow, we are doing a competition for the first person to essentially give us 20 new customers, long-term customers. Will get $1,000 from us. So this gives you approximately a month to help us reach 20 new subscribers. And to get started, you would go on our website and create an account as an affiliate. Therefore, you have a unique referral code that you can send to your friends, to your community. If you're a content creator, to during your streams or your panels. And that's how we track the performance. Is we're able to see the metrics of how many people you bring to our website, how many conversions you get, etc. And not only will you get the $1,000 bonus, but you also get the reoccurring commission from each order. And so this is something that we are actively doing. This is something you can find more information on our website, in our Discord. We will be doing some Facebook posts regarding this competition. But at the end of the day, we want to be able to reward those that help us accomplish our mission. Because, like I said, we're not here to reinvent the industry. We're really trying to refine it, and so that's why we're doing this. I was going to go to a whole story on why we're doing that, but that will be a few minutes long. So, thank you, Kieran. I don't know if you want to go to the next question.
Yes, Matthew, go ahead and ask the next one.
How many members of staff are military veterans?
Oh, hey, there's actually there's quite a few. Okay, so I guess I'll start. I am a Army veteran, a U.S. Army veteran. I did 9 years in the Army. My first contract was as a mechanic, and I was the world's okayest mechanic. And then I finished up my time in service as a corrections officer. And that's kind of my story in the Army. And then, I don't know, Daniel, do you want to? I know you are.
Yep, I did 13 years in the Army Reserves, and I was an X-ray tech the entire time. That's actually how I got my civilian job too, and did a couple deployments, did all that fun jazz. But it was 13 total years of doing the reserves and just being ready to go at a moment's notice.
Right, that's awesome. And then I know that we have Kieran. He's served in the military
for a little bit. I'm just trying to think.
The British.
Just trying to think of the actual people that we have. We
Jesse.
have you, Jesse, James, Daniel, myself.
So Jesse is our chief marketing officer, and he actually served in the Marine Corps. And so in the U.S., everyone's like, oh, the Marines are the most, I guess I was going to say badass people, right? And so they are, and so we always give them kind of a hard time because the majority of us are Army.
Yeah. If you're in chat right now, Jesse, what's your favorite flavor of crayon?
Yeah, tell us. Is it
100% it's got to be the green one.
right.
I think it's got to be the blue one.
Right. So I'd say predominantly the company are military veterans or military affiliates. The majority of us, and the majority of us in ownership are also military affiliated. So yes, there's quite a few of us.
Kissy faces.
Perfect. No, that's a great question. And that's why, we're very veteran community centric here at Imperium Hosting, is because we resonate with the military and our time in service. And we love the camaraderie that the military brought, and that's why we wanted to translate this to this company. And I am 99% certain we are the only game server provider in the world that provides military discounts on a reoccurring base, or even offers that. And then we even have some exciting news of what's in the works, but we'll touch on that in a bit, because I know there's some questions that were submitted that kind of tie into that.
Just to follow up with what Jesse said, he's actually messaging on Facebook currently. He says the purple one.
I knew it was purple.
Hey, if you are a Marine in chat, what's your favorite crayon? Let's go ahead and ask that.
While we're waiting on
Homer
those,
Simpson loved the green one as well.
That would make sense why I like the green one.
Pardon?
We've got
while we're
Alan.
waiting to hear that, though, let's hop over to the next question, and that's
Gonna hold on
what
to the
are
question.
each of your favorite games or genres?
Once
Because
human
we've got an
currently.
Who wants to start? Kieran starting. So
Once
Kieran
human,
said,
I'm
what,
currently living on that.
what genre is that? Like open world survival?
Yeah, open world survival, sort of mass multiplayer.
Zombie. thing.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything, really. But if we're going to go to what is my favorite server that we currently host, we always have our Minecraft session every so often, don't we, Anne?
Minecraft, we'll always pick up a mod pack or 7.
Yeah. I could turn around and say that it would have to potentially be the Path of Titans one. That would mostly be my server that we currently host that's my favorite.
That's really surprising because I thought you would have said DayZ because you were like a DayZ fanatic when I first met you.
Back in the days, yes. Currently, no, I don't want to touch it.
You left zombies for dinosaurs.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, no, that's a great one. I guess I'll shoot my shot, as the kids say. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to like history and medieval times, and so I love medieval type of games. And so I like open world, I like survival, and so I'll probably say at this moment, in terms of games that we host, Enshrouded. Now that doesn't mean I get the chance to play it all the time, but when I do play it, it's intentional and I enjoy it. I just got like the medieval fantasy element. And so I would say that's my favorite game that we host. But if I'm not talking about a game outside of what we host, my all-time favorite PC games during my, I guess, tenure of being alive is the Stronghold series. I don't know if many people know what those games are, but it's like a medieval castle sim RTS type thing, and I love real-time strategy. Unfortunately, we get hosted a real-time strategy, but those are my favorite games. How about you, Daniel?
Oh, I'm huge into city builders. I love creating stuff, micromanaging things. It's where I get my enjoyment. I think when it comes to like what we offer, I had so much fun with our Satisfactory server. I absolutely love that. And doing any of the like colony survival, like you guys will see me playing Farthest Frontier, things like that. I just love building those cities and managing what's going on. And Strongholds was a great game, so I agree with you on that one, Christian. If you like that one, might I recommend checking out Diplomacy is Not an Option.
I like the name of that. It has a great ring.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm all about the city builders. I know there are tens of people who listen to what I have to say about city building, so it's what I does.
Well, that's definitely a great selection. Thank you, Daniel. How about you, Matthew?
I play a lot of DayZ, a little bit of GTA.
Oh, GTA roleplay.
I would say I definitely play more DayZ than anything, though.
Nice. So you essentially took over Kieran's spot for the DayZ realm.
You can keep it.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can keep it.
You know, I love DayZ. I don't like the issues that are easily triggered by hosting a DayZ server.
Oh no,
They're
a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. If you accidentally change one little letter or number in your like types file and you miss it, the whole thing just goes haywire. Great game. But
Very thin.
Right. Did Token drop out, Kieran? Did you see that?
Yes, Token's just bounced out for a little bit. Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Well, let's just take a guess what his favorite game is.
Minecraft.
Yeah, I guess that's Minecraft.
He loves Minecraft. He's currently waiting for the new Borderlands 4, is it? That's coming out in September. One of his favorite games from back in the day would have also been Halo.
Oh, I love Halo.
Oh, Halo was an awesome one, especially when you would do LAN parties with it. One of our chatters, it's Maris, asked about Subnautica as a served game, and if you guys want to touch on that really quick.
Let's see. You said Subnautica?
Yeah, I know it's not on our list.
Didn't we?
It was on the list once upon a time.
Let's see. I mean, I personally, that does not ring a bell. However, as we always do with the community, if there's a game that you believe we should host or you recommend that we host, we can certainly look into it and add it to our selection. It would probably take around, I'd say, 48 hours to 72 hours for us to create the necessary scripts and set up for us to host it. But I am 100% willing to add that if the files are available for us to actually host dedicated servers. For example, we just had a gentleman within our Discord that wanted us to add Imperium Galactic Survival servers with a very particular mod called RE2. It was like Reforged Eden or something like that. We added that within 48 hours and even added the mod, which is apparently notorious to be very complex to set up, but we added it as a one-click mod install. And so we are very open to adding Subnautica, if I said that correctly. It's single player but has a player mod. That does pose a challenge if it's single player but has a multiplayer mod. However, we've done something similar with a single player game called Kerbal Space Program. It's by default single player, but they have a mod to make it multiplayer, and we actually added that before. So we can look into it. It's definitely a great request.
There actually was a question a little bit higher up. I was just going through the chat, and it was directed towards you, Christian. It's actually one of my favorite questions, which we've had to explain a couple of times. What was the reason for starting Imperium hosting?
What was the reason for starting Imperium hosting?
Give us the backstory.
All right, let's get into that. So during my life, as I mentioned, I've been one to really wanted to create experiences for people, or like I guess some background is like I've made and developed board games. I've started my own independent game studio back in the day and actually made some games on itch and stuff. And I did the whole D&D sessions in the military, and I just love to bring a community together and create experiences for individuals. So when I was growing up, throughout middle school, high school, early adulthood, I've hosted a variety of servers for multiple games, whether that was self-hosting or going through a provider. Some games were, Minecraft, Mountain Blade Warband, if you guys ever played that game. There was a mod called Persistent World. It was so fun. It made that game into like an MMO, medieval MMO. And then just some very DayZ. I've hosted some DayZ servers. Arma 3 I've always loved to host. But like every time I hosted it with the self-hosting, the complications of like getting your ISP to agree with like the port forwarding or just the network side of things, or just the complications of setting it up at first. I'm very well versed now, but younger Christian not so much. And then going through a provider where the support was either very idle, or I felt like they were reluctant to respond, or they just didn't have the knowledge to like fix my problem. Not saying all of them were like that, but I would say the vast majority of my time were sitting in support tickets. And there's one particular company, I won't name who, where I purchased a Arma server, and right off the bat it just wasn't working. And I think the ticket response is like 3 hours in between. And now running my own company, understanding how quickly an issue like that can be resolved, it just kind of further reinforces the idea why I started this. But I started it to, once again, not reinvent the wheel, but to refine it and go against the industry norm of having, automated, support, or AI, and leveraging AI to really, filter through the customer, I guess customer channels and whatnot. But we wanted to make it a more personable and intimate server provider where like every single one of our support reps, to include myself, will jump on a Google Meets with you, we'll jump on a Discord call with you, we'll even call you to help troubleshoot your problem. If it's not necessarily escalate to that level, well, yeah, we are doing support tickets or Discord DMing you, because ultimately we want your server success, because that means that we're successful, right? And so we're here to be a formidable contender within this industry and just do it the correct way. And how we're accomplishing that is we're taking our business to business experience with other ventures, in terms of like business to consumer to business, and just taking that level of professionalism and customer care and support and bringing it into this gamer industry, where I feel like a lot of the game like big game hosters actually kind of fail is that customer centric approach, because a lot of them were started, I would say, at the right time, and they were in high school, and I don't think they ever just had that variety of experience with multiple businesses like we did. And so we're bringing that in. We're bringing in the veteran aspect to really bring in many veterans together to game. and keep that camaraderie. And so, yeah, there's a multitude of variables, but really it's just to be a more personable and sincere and veteran-owned and operated game server provider. And this all came to fruition during Q4 of 2023 when I was on my unofficial baby leave for my son. And I say unofficial because, C-suites don't really get like the time off through the state. And so I was just at home, holding my son because he was just recently born. And I was like, and I was hosting a DayZ server. That's actually how I met Kira. And I was like, I host servers. I know the knowledge of how to host servers, and I know there's a need in the industry for like a veteran-owned and operated company. Why not start it myself? And that's how it was founded.
So, by the look at it, we have one more question that we can take. Unless we want to run really, really over like we usually do.
I think.
I mean, we can run over. Because I think the next few questions that we have are pretty important towards our mission, actually.
Yeah, I think let's go 15 minutes over just because we started about 15 minutes late due to technical difficulties. And let's go through those questions that were submitted.
All right. So next question: do you offer discounts or custom server packages for veterans or veteran-run communities?
Yes.
Yes. So we do offer veteran discounts on a reoccurring basis to U.S. veterans and our allies abroad. These are reoccurring discounts that you can enjoy monthly at any time upon proof of service. There's multiple documentations that you can submit for proof of service, but that is 100% offered to you. In terms of custom packages, we have worked with multiple veteran communities, whether that was like UK veterans, US veterans, any NATO veteran. And we have made custom servers packages in the past, or even set up the server for them. And now that's just kind of case by case. Situation dictates. If you reach out with that specific need, we will 100% work with you to see if that's something we can do. We're not really one to turn down anybody and their brilliant ideas. And so, yes, both are offered to you. I don't know, Kieran or Daniel or Matthew, if you want to add on to that.
Yeah, I'm something again back to Ulver's server is they just came to us with an idea and said, I would love to do this. And it was as simple as Christian and Kieran saying, oh my God, that sounds awesome. We want to be part of this. And it can turn, we'll take things from just an idea all the way up to, hey, I just want to transfer my stuff over. We can pull what you already have and make sure that you don't miss a beat. So I think we're always willing to do stuff where we're always looking for veteran communities to work with, and finding ways that we can better help fellow veterans, especially because going to the next question that Matthew's going to be asking, like, this is a great way to deal with PTSD, things like that, in order to engage your mental health and really help you still have a social interaction.
Right. No, thank you, Daniel. So let's actually transition to that question. Or Kieran, go for it.
Just before you jump onto that one, I'm just looking at the chat. Jim, we haven't spoken about a blue light discount beforehand. Christian, do you have something in the US called blue light discount?
If I'm going to make any kind of guess, is that for like law enforcement or first responder?
Yes, over here in the UK it does take into a lot more in account, and basically it's more that frontline area. So teachers have just recently been added to it, but yes, emergency services, that sort of stuff.
Okay, that is a great question. As of right now, to be fully transparent, we do not. However, after you brought that up, we can absolutely add that, and I think we're going to. And so I'll talk to the boss, I'm sure we can make it happen. And so, no, that's a phenomenal idea, right? Because they are also putting their lives at the line or sacrificing time from their families to make it happen. And even teachers in particular, like raising and mentoring the future generation, like that truly deserves to be honored in a capacity. And so I think, why not, right? And that will further make us unique in this industry, is that we're willing to, cut that profit margin to support those and give back to those who have served, because we're really just here for the community and overall just help do our part, right? Because gaming it brings a lot of communities together. Back to Daniel was mentioned, like a LAN party. Like I remember holding this giant black box TV and like my original Xbox to my friend's house to do a LAN party because I love the community aspect, right? So 100%. But yeah, cool. Thank you.
I do want to point out Savage Silverback from UK Veterans Gaming mentioned how much they've benefited from their partnership with us. So
Yeah.
like that's the type of things we do. We work with these organizations and find ways that we can help. So thanks for mentioning that, Silverback. We appreciate you guys.
And thank you
And-
for participating during our home front competition and being on our team. For those who don't know, I'm just going to steer away for a little bit. We do monthly competition, like game events, or now in this case a Q&A. And these competitions tend to have some kind of prize or cash grab giveaway. So we did a home front competition, which was a game from 2012, and it was really fun, very intense. It was like 2 teams of 12 or 16. And the winning team was walking with like $240 split. But we love to do these competitions, so thank you for participating, those from UK Gaming. All right, let's go to the
All
next.
right, Matthew, ask the next one.
What specific support does Imperium Hosting offer for veterans who use gaming as a form of therapy, especially those coping with PTSD or TBI?
Yeah, so that is a very important question. It's a very loaded question. I'm going to try my best to answer that in a summary. Really, when it comes to veterans who are unfortunately afflicted with PTSD or TBI, right? It goes back to what I learned in the military when I was actively in. It's like always have a good network, always have your battle buddy, right? Immerse yourself in the community, immerse yourself with your peers around you, and just for example, we work with a few nonprofits that utilize gaming as a central hub to stay connected and actually help veterans with PTSD. And the best way to do that is just being connected, right? Not being shy to reach out to your friend who served and maybe suffered PTSD. And if they, kind of go silent, or, they're giving any kind of indications that they might be having an emergency episode, right? Like give them a call, right? Check up on your battle buddies, right? Call your friends. And just ask how they're doing, right? Because that call is vitally important and it can prevent a lot of things. But in terms of gaming, it's just having people around you that resonate with you, right? That have embraced the similar suck that you have embraced. And now not all of us are combat veterans, but just surrounding those who understand the experiences or the trauma that you've been through, or surrounding those who uplift you and bring out your best, in just having conversations and staying connected. And what better way to stay connected than through gaming and shared an activity? Because if myself living in Washington State and Daniel living all the way in like the East Coast, we can still connect and enjoy each other's company through gaming, right? And I think that's one of the most advantages and really pros that came from online gaming, is just how connected we can get. Like Kieran's all the way in the UK, and we still game together. Now either one of us is staying up really late, but it serves a great purpose. Yes. Now is that a good, Daniel, Kieran, do you want to jump on that?
No, I
So-
mean, I think you hit the nail on the head.
I know one of the things, and this is actually going to be pushing to our partners as well. Silverback, are you still with us in the chat? You got to give it a few seconds for the stream to catch up to the chat. I don't want to say too much because I'm not 100% sure exactly, but I know UBG do actually support with the mental health stuff as well. So there might be something in the future that we can look into and see if there's actually some sort of partnership. Not going to go too much, but maybe it's something that we could actually look at, especially being veteran owned, and that actually having some sort of link with a mental health connection. I've done it beforehand with other areas.
And that's really the benefit of us being a younger company, is that we're still really refining and formulating our partnerships, right? And so we're only a year and 5 months into this, and we have made tremendous success and growth so far, but we are not nearly close to being done. And partnerships and connections with nonprofits that support veterans are a part of that. which I want to bring up really quick with your guys' permission, because I think it's vitally important, because we just had a meeting about this, is we are actively looking at our current partners that are military affiliated, but also other potential nonprofits to essentially formulate a partnership where, you know, every single server purchase and a portion of those proceeds go towards supporting these veteran nonprofits. And that's for every server sold, right? And that's because we want to give back to those who have served with us or those who have served abroad. And so we're actually looking at those partnerships now, and we don't have a timeline, but that's one of our most important things we've been wanting to do since the start, is to find nonprofits that really share a mission, share a similar cause, whether that's gaming or just, you know, gaming with veterans and everything else. But we want to provide that resource in that, you know, consistent donation. And so that's something we're looking at. But I'll let us go to the next question.
All right. Are there resources or tools you would recommend for veterans who want to build private or whitelisted DayZ servers for small trusted groups?
Yeah, I mean, can I self-plug ourselves?
Yes.
And I recommend us, you know, Imperium Hosting, because one, we are also veterans.